Good afternoon, good evening, good night, or good morning, depending on where in the world you guys are watching That Balloon Show.
And with That Balloon Show, what are we doing on today's That Balloon Show?
Well, we are going into the workshop. We're going to take it back to some basics. We're going to make a couple of different styles of columns using Kalisan product.
That sounds really good. We've not long returned from the Balloon Summer Splash, the BSS.
Absolutely.
Where we had a little play with them there as well.
Absolutely. So we're going to be using the Micro Air with its nozzle attachment, and we're going to be doing the Dual Air too. But before that...
That's 2 joules. There's this. Welcome.
Hello, hello. How have you been? Have you missed us?
I've missed us.
Yes, so we're in the new workshop. It's not quite finished as yet. We're still working on it. Still
Always
need some graphics
working.
and everything. But we have got the space. We've had Evie Antonello over here in the UK with us.
We love her, but what a mess she makes.
Yeah, she filled the space with as many balloons as possible for a few things that's happening.
I mean, we say mess, she said creative genius.
Yeah, somewhere in between. But anyway, we've managed to get it all tidied up and back to normal. So
Whatever normal is.
We are, well, our version of normality. So we're going to dive over into the workshop and make a couple of columns.
Why not? You dive on over
I'm
there.
gonna go first,
I'll
right?
send the camera
I'm
that
walking
way.
this way.
Going to get him to do the walk. Here we go. Let me see if I can find that. I'm going to have that. See where you can see him ready. Oh, look at that. We even remembered to turn the lights on, Keith.
Absolutely, we're professional somewhere.
Hey, lights, camera, action and all that.
Yeah, that's probably why they said it, right?
You know what? It's a thing.
It is a thing.
Right, let's send you over to there. We can see Keith. Fantastic. Oh, look at that. There's some new things on set there, Keith.
Oh, I know. But before that, I just want to lament the loss of something, and that is I'm lamenting the loss of the British summer, because it is now, what are we on? July the, what are we on?
9th, 10th.
Somewhere
like
around
that.
there.
It doesn't matter now. It's all downhill now.
And it's raining. Yesterday it rained all day. Today it is raining and it is foggy. I'm just looking out there behind the scenes there.
It's not a positive outlook out there.
It's not. It's not what we need for July in the UK. Fingers crossed. Everybody do the anti-rain dance and let's get some
please go
sunshine
away.
back for the summer, please.
We could use the power of the Dual
Oh,
Air.
we're going to blow it away.
We could.
We've got the, so what we have on the desk is we have the Premium Micro Air.
AKA the beer mug.
Yeah, which has all the attachments. You can run it full time or you can push down. But also there's a new Y adapter that we can put on. There's the adapter that comes with it as well for foils. So it goes on there, the foils. But there's a new Y adapter that you can get for because for your Micro Air, you can put it on the top there and it turns... first of all, it turns into a jet engine because the noise changes.
This is definitely function.
Yes,
and there's a reason for it, and it's very helpful, and it's a great. We've always said about this machine.
we love this
it's
machine.
the one that can sit in your car, your van, take out on jobs. But now it's just even more versatile. It is a little bit louder. Yeah. I'm going to give you that. However, so it has an added, it's advantageous to have it.
There's definitely a benefit in the fact that you can do 2 balloons at the same time.
You say what?
I said 2 balloons. It is a little bit louder, but it does the job. It's a great machine with that simple attachment that goes on and
So,
ready to go.
With this in mind, this as a priced item is less expensive than this one. This one we've talked about before on the show, that this one is
relatively new for the UK market.
It is, but it is sort of
become one of our favourites.
2 of these in here as such, as in...
Yes, but a lot more powerful.
Powerful-wise, it's double that, and it's almost double the price as well. So why would I buy this instead of this one if you can do a double balloon on that?
Yeah, well, it's all in one machine. It comes in a bag. I mean, this is great. We would definitely have one of these all day, every day. But this machine is becoming fantastic in itself.
So the other thing as well, I suppose, is we're adding the nozzle on, which is diverting the same flow into 2 balloons, so it's not as fast.
Well, it's not as powerful. The thing is that what you're doing is, although this is a powerful machine, which is about half as powerful as this is taking it down even further. So it means that anything that you're doing, it just slows the process down.
So it's a great addition to stick in the toolkit, so it's a go-to needed.
Put that in your van.
Yeah, it's not particularly expensive to have that Y adapter, but it gives you more potential possibilities that you can do that machine for. However, if you are on a daily basis doing, dual balloons, then it's still valid to have a more powerful twin output machine.
Also, as well as that, this one works on a push-down method.
Yes.
Where that's fine and it's handy and everything, but we still prefer a button press. With this one, I can put them on and I can press with this. Yeah. So if it was the correct way around, it's designed for this part of my hand. So as you put the balloon on, it just inflates.
It's very specifically, if you're doing with any of the balloons we use, doing an underinflated balloon, so we're not taking it to its full capacity, we're taking it down to a smaller size, whether that's 11-inch down to 7-inch, 6-inch, and all those kind of like lower numbers where you want that fully rounded balloon. You want to bring that neck down a bit, so you're only inflating that top part, and that's
harder to do.
That's harder to do. That it's a bit more fussy.
Yes.
And even with the dual nozzle, well, more so with the dual nozzle, you are going to struggle with that. It will work on the bigger
you've got
side.
to kind of like hold it up.
Yeah.
I'm trying not to, and still a bit twitchy.
Where this one is, it takes it up a notch in the fact that you've got the static nozzles, and then you can pull them down. You can work with it really easily, and then press that button, like you say, with the palm of your hand there. Yeah. So again, there's no one right tool.
No. The other thing with this as well is that it has a permanent on. So this big red button, which you actually think is there for activation, it's there to switch it on to continuous. And then back off again.
That's for the rain.
Yeah. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave you to do that for a moment because I need to pop behind there very briefly to press the button. And then I'll be back.
So the next tool that we're going to be using, we have, and we will be showing a different selection of the Borsino sizing guides. The one we've chosen to use today is a foldable sizer. So this one has 3 posts on it, which can be adjusted, and you can move these anywhere you like. And it has let's see if I can show it, it's the right way around. It's the right way around for me, but it has the measuring guide on there as well. So you've got that in centimetres and in inches. So each of these posts can be moved however you want. And you don't have to be in any one particular position. You could do, well, okay, I need like, I don't know, say a 10 centimetre balloon. You could go from 20 to 10 if you wanted. You don't have to go from one place to another. So it means you can actually do
the great thing with this
multiple sizes.
Yeah, in the fact that it zeroes from the centre and it goes outwards.
Yes.
So it means when you're doing 2 different size balloons, we use the sliding size, which we think is a fantastic piece of kit, and it goes to do the larger balloons as well. But you have to do a little bit of maths between it. So you'll go.
It's that plus this.
The first one plus that one, do this one. Whereas this one simplifies it.
You've essentially got 2 30-centimetre or 12-inch rulers on there.
Yeah.
And this then, once the post is out the way,
you can slide that one just slightly to the left.
We'll do that. Unscrew the post and then move that one there, and without getting my fingers in it, that folds down. These come out all together. You don't unscrew it fully, you just slide it out. So then that little piece there goes in. Do one-handed in the sky.
Yeah, I'll help.
Thank you.
There you go.
And then there's a wing nut, and the post can actually screw in as well. So that would just lock that in a position, fold that up, and then adjust that to wherever you want.
So because we're going to do this one with 2 sizes at the same time, we want our centre post right at the 0.
That one's at 0.
And then what we're going to do is we're going to make it nice and simple, and we're going to size 2 balloons to 9 inches.
Okay, so you've got it 0 to 9 inch and 0 to 9-inch.
And what we're going to do is we're going to start off by using the micro air so you can see it in action. And the balloons that we're going to be using.
I'm just going to say for the eagle-eyed people out there as well, we've actually modified this one ever so slightly.
Yeah.
So this has got a very durable plastic base on this foldable sizer, but on our tablecloth it does slide ever so slightly. So when you're putting the balloons through it, this moved a little bit. Not so much now because we put some little stick-on feet there as well. Yeah. So just
we went to the pound shop and got some stick-on feet, which we actually use when we make in the bottom of some of our big bases and also some of our the ceramic tile bases. We put them on. And
well, we find anything that's got a flat surface, like whether it's a tile or a base plate that's completely flat at the bottom, when you put it onto any surface, if it has any little bit of grit, stone, or anything, it'll just dance around, which means it'll actually slide. So you put 4 feet on it, it then has and puts that weight onto those points of pressure, which stops it from sliding. But also, you can find the sweet spot on the floor better with that. Same concept for this. It adds that weight down onto it and just means it doesn't move around. So little things.
So we're going to start off with our micro air and the nozzle, the Y nozzle adapter, and we've got some Kalisan Macaron colours here, which this was from a
sound tasty.
I love macaron, but they started off in a complete. It's a mixed pack from the macarons on this one, but so we took 4 of the colours.
Yes.
So
now you're going to tell me the name of all these colours because I don't know the Kalisan range very well, so I don't know the name of the colours. I can say that's a pink, that's a green, that's a lavender, and that's a yellow. But I imagine they've got very creative names.
Well,
and you're going to tell me.
No, I am not going to tell you. What are we going to do is we're going to have it. We're going to save it for our viewers. So if you know the colours, because we are learning, because we're using new brands and things, we are learning all the different colours. So what we'll do is. Wait until later on, until we've used all the colours on tonight's show, and then put a comment on the post for all of the colours. And the first one to get it right...
All of the colours in one post.
In one post. All of the colours in one post. What we'll do is we'll pin that comment to the top of the comments.
You shall be post-famous.
Pinned. Will be pinned. Okay, so we're taking...
Kalisan yellow.
So a macaron yellow, and it's kind of
just a little caveat to that. Kerry, Kirsten, you're not allowed to join in this, okay?
Yes,
because that's cheating.
That is cheating. Okay, yeah, and a huge thanks to our friends at Kalisan UK for supplying the balloons. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the yellow and the purple on the opposite sides, putting these 2 together because it's a complementary colour harmony opposite on the colour wheel. So just going on there. And what we're going to do is inflate and squish, and then I'm going to size it down to 9 inches.
And you're just letting these comfortably slide through that template, yeah?
It's just down there, nice and round. Over once, twice, and we're going to put it in our handy storage bag over there.
So this is one of our Borosino pop-up or collapsible depending which way you've got it at that point in time, storage bag. So this is our balloon transport bag. So this is a tall one. It's got access on one of the sides here, but it's also got an access hatch at the top or the bottom, again, depending on how you want to use it. At the balloon summer splash, actually you can stand in these. Just make sure you...
Yes, Heidi. Yeah.
Just make sure you let people know that you stood in it before it gets knocked over. You know, public service numbers.
4, 6, 8.
Please try to count now and think.
Yes, well, sometimes. Yeah. Right, okay, so again, with these, we're going... You can see it's a lot slower than if we did it individually, but it can do 2 at the same time, which is really useful.
Again, another thought is, why is it, with the why is it better to inflate 2 rather than doing one a bit faster and another one a bit faster? Because I can see a benefit.
What's the benefit?
For me, it's I'm not going to lose as much air out of the other one whilst I'm inflating the second one. Yeah. So generally speaking, I'm going to inflate one balloon. I'm going to keep it oversized.
Oh, neatly.
But you're going to sort of grip it and you get fatigued. You're going to get tired in your hand while you do the second one if you're doing a lot with that machine. So the Y adapter really does help, not necessarily the speed, overall speed.
It helps with fatigue on your hands.
But fatigue on your hands, so it's actually going to be more efficient over the time that you're going to do it.
So we're doing half of the balloons. I'm going to do half the balloons on the Micro Air, and then the other half of the balloons we're going to do on the Dual Air 2.
Dual Air 2. Ooh. I do like the Dual Air 2.
It's funny because it's never been available in the UK, and then as soon as we got hold of one and tried one out, we were really impressed.
Why is it not here? Now, we took some to the Balloon Summer Splash, and the response there from people using it was great.
Well, actually, somebody was, as soon as she saw them, she was over the moon because she's been trying to get her hands on one, so...
Yeah. I do like that yellow.
Yes, but what colour is it?
Kalisan yellow.
It's not Kalisan yellow.
I can just put Kalisan in front of all the colours.
Yeah, but there's more than one yellow, Dom. You've got to deal with this.
I don't accept that. And that's where summer was. The Balloon Summer Splash, because we had the hottest 2 days in the world.
Yeah.
Who knew?
And it was based in a hall, which was an old medieval hall with old medieval air conditioning, which meant you had to open the window. Didn't really do anything. It was such good fun, but it was so hot.
But it had a moat.
It did have a moat.
Yeah.
A lily pad moat.
Had a beautiful walled garden, which meant, in our mind, no access for carrying base plates and poles.
Yes.
But the garden was beautiful.
So that was the Micro Air with the Y nozzle. And now we're going to switch over to do the second half of the balloons with the Dual Air 2.
What's the product code for the Y adapter?
It's nozzle. It's literally nozzle.
Nozzle.
Yeah.
I think that might change, but it is in the catalogue as that.
Right, you'll see how much faster this is.
I'd say about double.
Would you say about double, would you?
Yeah.
It's a lot faster.
It is. Significantly. Significantly.
I know, I've got a tendency of overinflating with this because it's so much faster.
I think with any of the machines, you create your own rhythm with it. So the amount that you overflate becomes a bit more consistent.
Yeah.
But because you've gone from one machine to the second machine that is more powerful, you've got to dial that back in again.
Well, the rhythm's going to get you, Dom.
Nice.
It is going to get you.
Next person to post the full lyrics to that also gets that comment.
You've only picked one comment, Dom, so don't be writing checks.
What's more important?
I think the
Kalisan colours
is more important for this one.
I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
Okay.
I'm doing a great job with this.
Oh, hey, I tell you what.
Honestly,
I'm impressed.
The only thing that I'm lacking here.
What's that?
Is my cup of tea.
Oh yeah, no cup of tea. What's that all about?
This is, it's because Evie made us work last week, and then, we got out of the habit of having a cup of tea.
It didn't take well. I've just looked there at my colours, and I've got one more on, or two more on one side than the other.
Two macaron.
So,
do you want me to count?
I definitely haven't counted correctly. We'll find out when we start putting this together.
You know what? It'll come out in the wash.
Yeah.
It's either right or it'll be edited correctly.
I'll just go with being right.
Okay.
Before we get rid of this as well, what I'm going to do is inflate a couple more balloons for the just to show you the different sizing.
Okay. We also had, for today's show, an extra little camera at the side as well, and I'm wondering if you press record.
That, when I went out and said, I just need to go and pop over the side.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I was doing, because I remembered at that point that I hadn't. So, right, I think that's correct. So, for this is going to be your standard spiral column. So they're all going to be sized to 9 inches. The second column that we're going to do is an alternate square pack in the fact that...
I still love that style.
Yeah. So we're using... one layer is going to be 9-inch, so 11-inch balloon size to 9-inch, and the second one is going to be 11-inch balloon size to 7 inches. So with this particular piece of kit, this sizer, what we can do is we can take this down from 9 inches to 7 inches on there, and then I'm just going to do it with...
Well, whilst you do that, I'm going to struggle moving all of these balloons out of the way, okay?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
You look like you're really struggling.
Oh, no. I'm struggling moving these balloons.
So, for 7 inches, we can just take it down to... you can just resize and you're ready to go. Obviously, if you've got sizing equipment, You know, if you've got like the twin air sizer or something like that, it's or the precision air, that's fantastic, and it's always going to be faster than this. However, if you don't and you're starting off, or if you prefer to work manually, some people do.
It's also
going to work for you.
Some businesses do invest, and they understand the investment gives them all that time back. But maybe they don't have two of those machines. Maybe they have one of those machines and one of these, and then you have different people doing different jobs. So it doesn't mean that you can't do that work on this type of machine. It's just every machine that you invest in is an investment, and it gives you back more time. So it's quite capable. Well, and there's different levels. You know, we still use all the different machines for all different purposes because.
It's got also the adapters for 5-inch, but it's perfectly capable of doing larger balloons, which it's about to do, because we have the 24-inch
good little jewel
Macaron here. It comes in a packet of 2. I'm just going to use one of them, and then what I want to do is I want to make it's 24 inches, but I actually want to do the topper to be 22 inches. So what I'm going to do is take the middle one out. So just unscrew that one. Yeah,
so you don't have to.
Comes out.
You don't have to slide the whole thing out. You don't have to open it, the fold, because you've got that dead center. So actually, you've got to move it to then fold it to then take it out. But if you just do it temporary,
take it out.
Yeah.
And then I've got this set to 9. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to slacken both of these off. I'm going to move this one to 11 on this side, and we're going to move the other one to 11 on the opposite side. And then if our maths works out, 11 plus 11 is 22. So that gives you a 22-inch template. So now I can inflate this. Just checking it out. We're going to go through there. It needs to be a little bit bigger. Just be careful about this and this. Again, wanting it nice and round and going through my template, and then now I can let the air out until it passes through really nicely.
Lovely.
Tie that off. Oh, tie it off, making sure we're going to keep a nice long neck, because we're going to use that to tie it in with afterwards.
And doing it at that 22-inch, it means you've got a little bit more durability in that balloon for that size.
Yeah.
And you've got a nice round balloon, which is much better for a topper of a column of this style.
Yeah, the other thing that we're going to do is, while we're on, I'm going to inflate another one using, this one is from the Mirror range.
And they're in a 2-pack as well?
2-pack, yeah, 24-inch again. Same thing.
That made me jump a little bit.
Nice and soft still.
The keen-eyed viewer will see me jump at that point.
I think I'll jump to as well a little bit. The neck collapsed on me and I went.
Yeah.
And then again, 24 inches, tie it off, making sure that it's nice and round like it is.
Awful colour that.
It's one of my absolute favourites. I'll give you this one as well, because it's called Space Grey. I love it.
Ooh,
right, okay, so...
I know why you know that as well.
Yes. And I'll just put that there.
Lovely.
We'll deal with that in a minute. Right, okay, so we're going to put the rest of our bags, our balloons
you're
in
making
here.
use of our little collapsible balloon caddy as well.
Yeah, these are really handy, because it means that when you go on site or anything, you can carry it in, you can put your machines in there, you do the whole thing, and get rid of it.
Pops down to just a nice little cute bundle, and it has the bag that's still sewn onto it as well, so it folds into itself. So we do love those.
It's like an old school, like Pack-a-Mac type of thing, you know.
Yeah. I don't know how that'll translate, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure Pack-a-Macs are a thing in the US as well. Someone will have to tell us if it isn't. Right, and then what I need to do is we need to get rid of. I need to move this table out of the way. So
here we go.
One each end and steady as we go.
Let's go.
Try to lift it, couldn't even shift it.
Lift with your knees.
Lift with your back. Isn't that what they say? Okay. So
which one do you want first?
I want the other one.
I knew that. So I'll struggle to move these balloons again.
Well, yeah, you're going to put them all the way over there. Right,
and
we also
need
a
base
base
that
plate.
way, and I'm going to move the camera so we can see it.
So this is one of our base plates and poles that we have. It comes with the base plate itself, which is a metal base plate, and it comes with 6 poles. And they just screw into each other like a knot lamp kind of thing would.
So this is a great kit in the fact that it is very. Now we still use the next generation to the knot lamp, although we still have some knot lamps as well.
The Barlas, the Targa.
That's the ones. They are great in the fact that they are these kind of 1 foot sections that can be screwed together. So for storage wise, brilliant. For the versatility of changing the height, it's fantastic. The conduit that people use, which we've done and use and still have, is quite committal when you're changing the heights of them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Where this one you can do it in sections, and to get approximately a 5 foot pole, what you need 4 out of your 6. Because in fact, let me just put the other one together and hold it in place so you can see how tall the potential is.
This is actually the same dimensions as the one that we use in the goalpost on the previous show as well. And in fact, you get in that goalpost kit, you essentially get 2 of these columns, but then you get the additional pieces, which is the 2 corner pieces and the central bar with the special joint for the middle to allow it to be screwed together easily.
So you can see that's nice and tall on there. So, but we're not using it today. We're only making a 5 foot pole, so I'm going to take these off to one side.
Great stuff. But again, you can make that decision on the fly as well, because I mean, how many times have we had it? We've had even a site inspection or photos from the customer with measurements, but then you get there on the day and it is a little bit different than anticipated. So the ability to go taller, shorter, change the design.
I wanted another foot on top, no problem, as long as you got your balloons.
Exactly.
It's also a very neutral colour, so you can do your 350 or 360 wrap or whatever you want to do to wrap your poles. But for this one, we're not going to. We're just going to make sure that it's nice and locked in and tight.
It's a nice tone that works with this. It doesn't shout out, doesn't show anything.
And then we're going to use our Macaron balloons. So it's not a president though. These are not President Macaron balloons. These are just general.
Right. So we want 1 and a 1.
A 1 and a 1.
Or a 1 and a 1.
Are you going to do it? Or shall I
do? Yeah.
Do it then. I'll
move that
bring
side.
this over this side. It makes it easier. And then I'll just sit here while Dom works.
As we've discussed many times, but we'll show it again as we're going back to basics a little bit here, is where we could cluster these together and make a 4. If we were to put this on the pole, we would find ourselves having the centre of that pole being offset to the centre of the balloons.
That's right.
And then we're going to end up with a little bit of kind of a wobble in this particular column as different ones go on.
It's not so bad if you're using bigger balloons because it's the offset's quite small. However, because these are undersized at 9 inches anyway, it does make a difference. So
you're also going to get a little bit of distortion with the balloon because you're going to overly stretch 2 of the balloons as you twist them onto the column, whereas doing it the other method is it's equal pressure on all the balloons, so it looks after it and it's just a bit more consistent. So we're going to take 1 set and it's going to come in from one of the sides. So ideally you want to bring it in at the height.
Go this way,
right?
So you can see it.
So you can see it.
Across.
We're going to put these balloons on the bottom, so I don't want to start here then drag them down because you're going to damage the balloon. So I'm going to come in at the area we want, so 1 in from one side and the other one's going to come in from the other side. And then once that's over, that can just push down. So it's on, and then they lock into place.
Yep.
And that's it.
If you want to absolutely make sure that it's locked and it's done, what you can do is take a neck from that down and then go around the pole again and back up and tie on to another neck, and then it means that that's tied onto the pole as well.
What you're also doing is you're using the excess latex that's on the part that's past the knot. You're not using latex from the inflated part, so by tying that on it secures it but doesn't change the shape of those balloons. So same again, we're going to bring 2 on, so we want to keep it in the same sequence, so that's going to be wrong, so we're going to be doing it that way, and then we can bring it round into a spiral. So 1 on one side and 1 on the other. Did I get that the right way around? Pink and green. And then we want to lock it so...
Doesn't look right?
Nope, 1 second. I want to come in from that side, so it's going to be upside down, Keith. So
is that what it is?
That way. I don't know if it's upside down or I'm upside down.
It's your eyes, Dom, your eyes.
So that one goes that way and push that down. So now we've offset it round.
You shouldn't start drinking in the morning.
So, or should. Yellow goes 1 position, pink goes 1 position, green and the lavender, they all go 1 position round. So this one is going to go that way.
I handed it to you the right way this time.
I'm just checking you weren't handing it to me the wrong way on purpose, because that's what we would do to each other.
I would never do such a thing.
Not at the same time twice in one day.
I did. It's all fun and games till somebody gets stabbed. So
this isn't guaranteed of a stand back and look at your work.
Well, absolutely, yeah. And the best thing, if you want to really critique your work, stand back and take a photo of it, then look at the photo. That's when it really stands out.
That is really a top tip, that one, because that, I don't know how many times I've seen people do it where they've took a snap, then they've not reviewed it whilst they're there, then they go back and go, oh my goodness, look at that mistake. I looked at my work, I took a picture just so I had a, you know, a copy of it, but actually...
We did that with a spiral, didn't we?
Yep, we certainly did. Oh, any of the top tips that we have are from mistakes, Keith.
7, 8.
He's proven you can count.
I've definitely got one wrong. So I need to go off and inflate one extra cluster of those balloons. So if you can hear me in the background, this is where I am.
We can hear you.
I said that count was completely
so as we're near
off.
the top there, I'm going to lock that one more on there. This is a column for inside for us, so we don't need to worry about locking each layer. But I am going to lock the top one just to make it easier so we don't lose anything. But yes, one more layer there. Otherwise, when we add the topper onto this, it's going to be kind of lost on its own and it's got nothing to stabilize it. So we'd either have to spread things out. If you really didn't want to add any more 11-inch in because the color sequence and size you want, you could add some 5-inch in here, do one cluster of 5-inch, and then that will give you a base for that larger 24-inch, size to 22, to sit on the top. But I do love the macaron colors there, Keith. Thank you. Right, now we're going to have to remember which way around. That was pink and green, that way.
Or green and pink.
Oh, yes. And that one that way. So I'm just hooking them over so they're going to sit on the top. And again, I'm going to secure that one because we are close to the top of the pole. Once this top balloon comes in, that will be secured down further. You're not going to secure it to that top one because then it becomes potentially sort of a point of failure. Whereas you're going to bring that down in second or third layer to attach to, and then that in turn will actually bring this and stabilize it and bring it level as well.
So you wrapped the second up top layer, right?
I did as well, yes.
Which is handy because that's what we can do. There's a couple of things we could do with this. We could tie a 260 onto this and pull it down, but because it's got such a long neck, what we can do is I'm just going to go in there and I'm going to take a neck from lower down and I'm going to pull that up through the center and tie it onto the neck of this 24-inch. And then what that'll do is that will just continually want it to pull it into the center, like so. It gives us a nice finish to our
And again,
column.
Depending on where you use them, if this was going to be more outside, we'd probably go with that 260 on there.
Yes.
So we can bring that in and bring it down 2 to 3 layers. So it's going to spread that pressure. So when the wind and, you know, the outside elements are having a go at that, it gives it more of a chance to stand up to those conditions.
Okay, so if we just push that one off to that side,
go.
Dom, and then just keep it, there we go, should this kind of still be in shot.
I think so. I'm going to grab these and check at the same time, Keith.
So this one is in?
Yes.
In, okay. So this one is about 5 foot on here, plus the topper. This one is 1 pole less. So that one was 4 out of the set, this is 3, and this gives us roughly 4 foot. Now, if we do, this is also 9 layers of 9-inch. This is going to be 8 layers, but it's going to be the alternate square pack, as we said. So we're going to do exactly the same method in the fact that, yeah, super.
So that's your first colour combo.
We've got 2 colour combinations going on. We've got our 9-inch, our balloon size to 9-inch, and also our balloon size to 7-inch. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set my sizes, and I'm going to have the pink opposite the green for the, again, for our complementary colour harmony, and then I'm going to have my 2 like silvery one versions, space grey and
no.
Just saying you got to put it in the chat.
I thought you were going to try and make me guess there. I was thinking, I don't remember. So this is the same technique for going on the pole. So we've got that equal pressure on the balloons so they look, and especially more so for the square pack, right?
Yeah.
Because you want that shape to be square. So anything that's pushing out is going to be more noticeable. Now you're doing the same technique here, but you're not doing a spiral. You are going to create each layer the same as the one before it in the same size.
Yeah, so it's going to have a kind of a wiggle going through. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this over onto this side like this, and then we'll just see what looks better for me. So the gold and silver. And
traditionally, we will be doing the sort of inner layers, maybe is it one colour?
Yeah.
The ones. And you're going to have the lovely banding going on, or maybe there's 2 colours in there as well. We've got more colours in this design because it really showcases more of the colours, and it makes it harder for you to get that comment in there with all the colours, right?
It came, we're using it out of the mirror pack, the assorted mirrors. So,
seems a shame not to use them all because they're lovely. So
yeah, just that way.
And then you want that one.
And gold to the front.
And that one.
Sitting in nice. Whoop. Sitting in nice on top of each other.
It's like doing maths on a Monday morning, Keith.
Oh, is that what it is? Complex maths on a Monday.
So it feels like.
It's not good for anybody, right? So we've got 2 layers left, so that's our 3rd layer of large. So this is our last layer of large.
To be fair, we're probably more kind of cautious about it because you've got YouTube Live going, no, not that way around.
Yeah.
Look, no.
Yeah, you'll tell us if we get it wrong, right?
True story.
Yeah, we know. People shout. And the last one, so again, what I'm going to do is, like Dom did, is take that cluster and wrap it in to make sure that is connected.
All of those other ones do not need that extra security.
No.
It's this one, which is where you need to have that ability to add the tension on from that top balloon. Let me go grab that for you.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Ooh.
So that's sitting under there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab one of the looser necks from the side. And then if you find it a little bit too tight to do it from the top, you don't need to. You can actually do this from the side.
You do see that a lot. People sort of struggle a bit here, but actually do your connection and then bring it in.
Yeah. The thing is, the necks on these balloons have such a stretch. It's ideal.
Once that's brought in, though, there has got the potential of it kind of being pulled back out again.
Yeah.
Don't be tempted to twist those balloons over. Use the neck again. So
yes.
where Keith's brought that through there now, it's sort of come through this gap, right?
Yeah.
So if we take one of the spare necks from
silver,
that's it there,
and then I'll go around,
and then that's going to then come round to the back and wrap it round, and that's going to create almost like a gate to stop that being pulled down again. So it's almost like it's been pulled through the middle.
So
I love that.
What a selection.
Yep.
So this is the 4-foot version of it, and then each one you can see there, it has the colours on top of each other, sitting all the way down.
Lovely combo.
Very pretty.
And we are looking forward to the comments of all the colours.
4-foot.
And all the colours.
5-foot. 24-inch size to 22 inches.
Yep.
9 inches, so 11 inches size to 9s, 11 inches size to 7s, all size to 9s.
Yes. And it's the same columns as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah, same one, just a different piece that's been taken off it.
So we truly hope that you enjoyed that.
I'm going to dive back around there.
Are you going to go back around there? If you've got any questions, chuck them in the chat, chuck them in the comments, and we'll get back to you as soon as we possibly can. Anything about the equipment that we've used or anything about the techniques, we like to hear your feedback. So what I'm going to do is going to pass you over to Dom.
Why, hello, back into the corner. Well, love those. Look great on camera, by the way, Keith, except for that top of balloon isn't pulled in straight.
Well, that's why you've got to stand back.
Exactly. I was just about to say the same thing. Is you're standing back and looking at that. So to make sure
I'm going to give that a bit of a... I'm just going to stand back and have a look at there. And then if you flip back.
Here we go. He's fixed it, people, because I bet you people in the comments are going...
Just a case of giving that a bit of a push over there.
Yeah, just adding that...
people shouting in the comments.
Yeah, 100%. It was me, by the way, that was commenting.
Yeah.
Right, okay. Excellent stuff. But that is why you look and check your work before you leave site, because there's nothing worse than looking at those photos and going, yeah, I missed that one. It's the spiral is the one where we see it, and we've done it, where you start from one way, but you put one on the wrong way, so then your spiral starts going back the other way, not intentionally.
Absolutely. So only works in reverse world.
Yes.
So that is it for today's show. We hope you enjoyed it. Like we said, if you do have any questions, comments, or whatever, put them in the chat,
please,
if you're watching this live, or put them in the comments if you're watching afterwards. And put all of the Kalisan colours in the comments section.
Yes, and thank you, Premium Comment, for powering another show.
And we'll say bye-bye for now, and thank you. Take care of each other.
Bye for now. Bye-bye.